Okay, God of War goes to Sparta. This is God mode difficulty. So that door that I wanted to go back into, I recalled that you needed a gear to open that door. So there's actually one of the strangest trophies I have ever gotten on a game was in this game here. It was one of the last ones I needed to get my platinum trophy, and you get it by doing the mini game over here with Thera, moving the left analog stick, and you're supposed to move it for like keep her screaming for like a whole second by like very gently rotating the left analog stick, little by little by little. It's really like the weirdest trophy I've ever had to get, but I have platinum this game. Not that I don't really care too much about that. I don't think there's a trophy. I don't think there's a trophy for clearing the game on this difficulty setting. There usually isn't. It's kind of weird in God of War. They don't reward you for that. So when we come out of here, we're going to be facing this. I think he's called an Automaton, but I will correct that. I'm going to look at the bestiary. I apologize, but these guys here, if you try to hit them with your regular blades, you'll get. It's actually a really cool animation. It's like you're hitting ice. You just can't hit him. So the only way you could possibly hit this guy is if you're holding the R1 button down with the flame magic activated. So you see right there, I almost hit it. I hit him and it didn't work. That move right there that he does can't be blocked and it can't be parried. Now that move that he did right there, that's blockable and that's parryable. So you got to watch out when he charges you. If you get too close to him and kind of loiter near him, he'll try to stomp on you. And that, I think it's instant death if he does that. I'm not quite sure about that, but I recall getting stomped on once and just instantly dying. I'm not sure if my health was not at full strength or not, but so in a lot of areas in this game, you're going to have to use this item here, this flame weapon, to either like take out these type of enemies that have the plated armor, or hit environmental objects that are not letting you pass, like some of the gears, like in the very next room, and just things like that. It's a really cool mechanic. It really is. And it does more damage to the enemies too when you're using that little add-on to your weapon, and it's I feel it's pretty important to upgrade that particular skill. So basically, I primarily in the beginning of the game I focus on upgrading the blades and the flame magic. So over here is the gear. Once I get this treasure box over here, and you see this gear here, if you tried to hit it, it wouldn't let you hit it. It would your blades would bounce off it. It's really a cool effect, and I think the controller vibrates too. But it's fun to incorporate different uses of the particular magic, and you could also it has something called a core function to it, where when you hit the enemy, they will have you'll leave a piece of the fire in them and it will explode, like it'll detonate, and it will stun some of the enemies. It will stun them. They will fall down and they will be immobile for a moment. So it's really cool. I'll go into it when I start using that type of move. I think I use it right over here. So this is a pretty tough area. We have a couple of Cyclopses coming up. Mainly, if you do a move like that, you see how this guy, he has a piece of fire in him. If you do the triangle move, it'll get him. If you also hold the R1 button with your blades and just like hold the square button with that move, you will ignite the enemy. And like for an enemy like this, you'll see a piece of flare on his body, like where his waist is. So it's really good to use, and sometimes the fire will completely consume the enemies if they're like these birds. But there are two harpies here, so just roll around and take care of the birds first. Just watch out for the sight on the ground, and then just keep rolling, and then grab the birds. There's only two birds. There's two birds and two Cyclops, or excuse me, Minotaurs. What am I thinking? You see how he has a core in him now? See, he blew up, and then he... so an enemy like this, being so huge, he won't fall down to be stunned. Now, the hoplites in the... I think they're in the next video. Those guys, they'll fall down for a moment, and you get some free shots on them. So it's pretty interesting. It's a good mechanic. It really breathes a lot of fresh air into the game and offers a lot of variety, and there's not any combo like things you can do with it, but it does, when you upgrade it, it does have increased damage to it that you can do, and what else? I think that it regenerates faster, your item meter. So remember, when you're on this platform, you're going to get a couple of these bugs at you. Just grab them. There's a really hard trial in this game where you can't get hit, and there's a couple of bugs. These guys actually spit at you, and you could block the spit. That vomit they shoot at you, that's blockable, by the way. But normally I'm just so focused on grabbing them that I don't really care about getting hit once or twice with some of that vomit. So over here, this platform is going to start sinking. So when you see it start sinking, or whenever you want to, just jump onto the scalable surface and then hit the save point and get that treasure chest. There we go. So yeah, I'm going to keep this video a little bit longer, so we're going to be going a little bit further into this game. So yeah, this is the fastest you can move along these ledges here. In God of War 3, they sped it up. Yeah, it's not too bad. And then we have another gear here that needs to be destroyed with this fire. You can also get, I find it really interesting that you get a lot of red orbs for destroying like gears and doors and stuff. You get a lot of orbs, more than you would even imagine that you would get. Sometimes when you're doing destroying the doors, like this one up ahead, they give you more orbs than many of the treasure chests. So just check out how many orbs you get for something like this over here. So get these stalagmites too. And sometimes when I don't need health or magic, I simply ignore the chest, since I have almost filled anyway. So I had 2,452 right there before I opened the door. And then I got like 300 orbs for just for opening that door. It's pretty crazy. And that box right there, it didn't even give me 100. So see that kind of weird shit that goes on in this game. So over here, we're going to be assaulted with the Scylla monster for the last time, thankfully. He's going to give us a surprise as we're sidling along this fortress over here near the volcanic core. So it's just a bunch of quick time events, and you actually get red orbs when you're tapping the O button over here. See the orbs coming into you? It's really cool. I think that the trophy for this is one of the more funny ones. It's called Screwed. After this, there was one trophy recently. I was playing a game. I think it was for Spec Ops: The Line, and the trophy was called "I'll Take the Physical Challenge" or some game. I'm not sure what it was. I'll have to research it. But I thought that was one of the most funny trophies I've seen of late. Referencing that old show Double Dare that was on Nickelodeon that we all watched as kids. Oh man, they have a good sense of humor. The people that make these trophies. So I got a lot of orbs for that guy, and then we're going to climb up this scalable surface. But remember to slide on down here because we are going to be getting an upgrade, I believe, from one of these chests. But we're going to have a couple of more crawlers over here to grab. I think there's about 3 or 4 crawlers. I think this is the Gorgon Eye. The eye that gives us, a little more health regeneration. Nice. So we got a little more health, and right there I was just kind of looking to see kind of expensive upgrades. So we're not going to be upgrading anything for a little while yet. And then sometimes these grappling points, they don't work very well, so you may have noticed that I edited out. I fell a couple of times. It just doesn't work very well, but it's not that frequent in this game. So over here I believe you drop down and then you're going to be sliding down. Remember, it's always X, so if you think you're going to press it too late, just keep spamming that X button and he'll do it. So there we go. And over here, how reminiscent of God of War 2 is this sequence coming up here. This is straight out of the Ascension of Atlas section in God of War 2. I have a video on my other channel that has almost 2 million views. It's called the Ascension of Atlas, and this sequence is in there. This is actually very easy, and you only have to get to the area where you see that little gap right there? That's the area where you need to clear, and then the boulders stop falling, so it's all good.